Gary Vee has been saying the same thing for basically 15 years, and most small businesses hear it, feel completely overwhelmed, and walk away thinking content isn't for them. That's the wrong takeaway. The core of what Gary Vee argues is correct. Attention is the asset. Before you can sell anything, build any trust, or get anyone to choose you over a competitor, they have to know you exist. The businesses that will win over the next decade are the ones that figured out how to earn that attention consistently, not just when they had something to sell. That part is right. The problem is how most small businesses try to apply it. They watch someone who has a documentarian follow him around, a full production team, a personal brand built over 20 years, and they try to match that output. They start posting every day on every platform, running on empty by week 3, and probably burnt out entirely by month 2. Then they conclude that content doesn't work. Now, it's not that content doesn't work, it's that they tried to copy the volume without copying the infrastructure behind it. You see, Gary Vee's model is built on a specific machine, a long-form piece of content, like a keynote, a podcast, a long interview, that gets broken down into dozens of short-form pieces by a team of people. The machine is the point. Without it, the volume is completely unsustainable. He's saying this himself plenty of times, but most people actually ignore it. You see, for a small business, the version that actually works looks completely different. It's not everywhere all the time. It's 1 or 2 platforms done consistently. It's a filming day once a month that produces enough material to post weekly. It's thinking about your long-form content as the source and letting everything else come from it, rather than trying to generate something original every single day. That's a manageable system, and a manageable system actually gets maintained. The other thing that Gary Vee gets right, and this is the part that's kind of harder for business owners to hear, is that the content has to genuinely give something. Not hint at value to get people on a call, but actually give it. Share the real thinking and say the thing that most people in the industry are too polished or too cautious to say. Have a real opinion about something that matters to your clients. The businesses winning on content right now are not the ones hoarding their best insights behind a lead magnet. They're the ones who trust that being genuinely useful, consistently, over time, will bring the right people to them. And it does. Because when you operate that way, you stop producing content and you start building a body of work. Something people can come back to, share, reference. That compounds in a way that any individual campaign never really will. The last thing worth taking away from Gary Vee, even if his delivery isn't maybe quite your thing, is the long game framing. He talks consistently about patience, about the fact that most people quit right before things start to work. And in content, this is universally true. The first 3 months always feel like shouting into a void, and the algorithm doesn't know you, and your audience hasn't found you yet, and the numbers are discouraging. But the businesses that push through that period almost always look back and say the same thing. They wish they'd started sooner and stayed more consistent. Not because one video changed everything, but because showing up week after week built something nobody can take away from them. That's the lesson. Not the volume, not the hustle, but the patience, the consistency, and the willingness to actually say something worth hearing. If these principles make sense to you, but you can't quite figure out how to translate them into something realistic for your business, that's the conversation that we have with most of our clients at the start. Get in touch and we'll work through it. There's a link in the description.